Yes, we're back, guys. Sorry about that. I went to the Tim Hortons to grab myself a steep tea. And I had to use the boys' room too. And then when I came out, it was still buffering, so I decided to just start a new stream. And we've got Dutchman with us and Jazz. Nice to see you guys. Happy Thursday. I lost track of time, so I'm not sure what time it is right now, but welcome everyone. Got the SkyTrain there. There's a Rona, just Canada's version of Home Depot, basically. And another SkyTrain going into, that's called Renfrew Station. Welcome back, Medano. Elizabeth, Dutchman, Mark Bass. Very nice tall trees here. And beautiful yellow ones too. It always looks more yellow when there's a green tree behind it, right? Hey Trojan, welcome back. Right now we're on Grandview Highway. Not the most pedestrian friendly, I guess. Maybe we'll head back this way and turn on a different street. Let's check out North Grandview Highway. A lot less traffic here. Have I walked across the Capillanos Bridge yet? No. Where is that again? Northeast Vancouver. Okay, I'll try see if I can check that out. Capilano Bridge. Capilano Suspension Bridge is scary for me. Oh, is it a very scary bridge to walk on? It's not one of those little wood bridges that span like 2 mountains, right? Made out of rope. That guy, that lady's driving illegally there. You're supposed to go around the roundabout. She went left the wrong way on the roundabout just so she could squeeze in ahead of that car. Very rude. Very poor driving on that lady's part. Really? I'll freak out? Really? Okay. I gotta check that out because I'm not big on it's on the way to Grouse Mountain Sky Ride. Okay. I'll check that out because I'll tell you, walking across the Golden Gate Bridge, that was a harrowing experience. Elizabeth, you always seem to miss me, but you got me today. Oh, that's good. I'm so glad you're here. You just bridged the like button with your finger. Very good. Thank you for reminding everyone, Juanita and Dutchman. See, this is how you're supposed to go around a roundabout. She did it right. The other lady, she just went here and then she turned left right here. You're not supposed to turn left right here. You're supposed to go around the roundabout. I would have been pissed if she did that in front of me. Check out the Sky Ride also. Okay. Hey, welcome back, Karina. Looks like there's a little bridge over here. Let's check this out. Oh, okay. Not allowed to go through here. This is the Grandview High Rail. That's the SkyTrain bridge. I won't be walking on that. Hey Brad, how you doing, boss? A lot of construction going on here. Whole brand new development, it looks like. Here in the Renfrew Collingwood area. This is they say this is a more affordable area to live in. It's a nice area. A lot of new development building here. At least 5-6 buildings. Probably townhouse style. Yep, can't complain, Brad. We're enjoying our Thursday evening here in the city. Look at this interesting couch. Look at this couch. Never seen anything like this. This weird couch like this before? This is all made out of tile. Nice colored tile. It's one of the nicest public benches you'll probably see. Somebody left their beer there. All wood construction, new techniques. Here, are you saying this is all wood construction? Yeah, probably, right? Concrete and tile couch, very durable, not so much fun to move, no. Let me know how the signal is. It's giving me another warning. I'm not sure what's going on today with the maybe when it's cloudy out you get a worse signal. I have no idea. Six out of 10 intermittent buffering. All right. Well, I switched SIM cards, so hopefully that'll fix it. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to switch today. We've got another bench to sit on here. Also not too comfy, but interesting looking. Oh, that's good, Karina. I'm glad it doesn't bother you, but it does bother a lot of people. I don't want it to be buffering. It looks like a giant stone vise. Yeah, it did actually. Good observation, Devin. Buffering is less annoying than commercials. That's true. But I do have ads on my channel too, so unless you have YouTube Premium, you're probably going to be stuck with both buffering and ads. I assume, Dutchman, you have YouTube Premium though, because I tend to see you on YouTube a lot, bro. Cute little area here. What ads? You don't see them anymore? Oh, sorry, I'm getting Dutchman and Devin confused. Devin, did you change your you changed your thumbnail, your avatar thingy there? Shouldn't it toss it? That's right. YouTube should be smart enough to understand that. I wonder if they could fix that in their algorithm. Whenever they sense buffering, it automatically pops up an ad. You change your avatar. Okay, I can barely see what I can't tell what it is from my. It's too small on my screen, but I'll check it out later. A little bit of rain right now, I think. Unless it's just water coming off these trees. Oh, you're wearing a wooden Day of the Dead mask. Ooh. You went on a premium trial. Very good idea, Trojan. I don't even screw with that. I just pay $13.99 a month US for YouTube Premium. I don't know how much it is in Canada. Maybe I should switch to Canada. It's $9.99 for light in the US. And what does light get you? They say YouTube's bigger than television now. I certainly don't watch many TV shows anymore. I couldn't even tell you what they put on CBS, NBC, or ABC anymore. Like, do they still have like sitcoms? Do they still have like dramas and stuff on those channels? Probably, right? Probably a lot of medical shows like ER or whatever. Grey's Anatomy. I've never seen any of those shows. Nice houses here. Oh, most commercials? Yeah. Dutchman says, I keep getting YouTube ads telling me Robert will be snowboarding down Whistler Mountain doing handstands. I wish I was as athletic as you, Dutchman. Our daytime soap, I don't know. Do they still have Young and the Restless? I mean, I'm assuming. I used to watch that with my mom. I don't mind binge watching a good series on streaming, like if it's a good quality series. There was one a while back that I really liked called Shogun. Have you guys ever seen it? Shogun. It was on Hulu or something like that. It's based on the novel by James Clavell, very famous novel, very famous Japanese epic. Good evening, says Neville 6000. Yes, they still have TV shows, medical ones, police ones, comedies, action adventure, soap operas, and science fiction fantasy. Well, that's good to know now, because I haven't had cable in years, so I don't really know what's on anymore, but welcome, Neville. That's what you watched with your grandma. Price is Right? Then so yeah, Price is Right. My dad is a huge fan of Price is Right. Now we've got a little step thingy here, almost like a step pyramid almost, except maybe the top isn't quite pyramid. Maybe this is like a ziggurat, right? We've got a mini ziggurat here made out of those same tiles that we saw earlier. Very cool. Okay, and we're at Victoria and Broadway somehow. I didn't even know where we were going. Shogun was on Disney Plus. Okay, that's what I wasn't sure what it was on, Neville. That was a very good series. I watched that a few years ago. That was like pretty much the last series I really binge watched. It's probably like 2 years ago I watched that, maybe. I like James Clavell. He's one of the better fiction authors that the world has ever seen, I think. That's the train tracks. Almost looks like Legos. Yeah, good observation. Those Mesopotamians always building things in the middle of the sidewalk. That's right, Dutchman. You know what I was referring to, and I said a ziggurat, right? A ziggurat. Karina says, you saw that mini-series. That was really good, yeah. Neville says, Saturday morning cartoons are still dead. Ah, it's too bad, man. I grew up on Saturday morning cartoons. I knew they were dead, but they really should bring them back. What are the kids going to watch? Saturday morning cartoons were awesome. Oh, is that right, Dutchman? They have a ziggurat in Orange County? Cool. Devin and Dutchman, sorry, you guys. Why did you change your avatar, Devin? Now you're screwing everything up. Devin is the one who understood the ziggurat. Well, I think everyone understood it because Dutchman's also commenting on it. So. There's worse people to be mixed up with, Devin. Yeah, there's probably still a lot of cartoons on those channels, right, Neville? But it was so much fun watching it. Because, like, that was all we had. So, like, all the other kids were watching the same cartoons as you. Now, who knows what they're watching? You know what I mean? It's better when everybody's watching the same thing. I don't know. You changed it for Microsoft screwing up Windows and then for Halloween. Microsoft, did they screw up Windows? I still haven't even installed my Windows 11 on my computer. I'm going to stick with Windows 10 for now. I just won't say names anymore. I'll just say the comments and you guys can figure out who I'm talking to. Elizabeth says, Raider doesn't watch TV. Hey, there are better things to watch than TV. Although, I grew up on TV, so I can't really say much to that. This is Commercial and Broadway Station. One of the busier train stations in the city here, a SkyTrain station. Yeah, it does look like a dog there, Devin, a little bit. It's got the same colors going on as well. Please, guys, if you're going to change your username or your avatar, let us know so we can get used to it, okay? Oh, TV Ontario. I love TV Ontario. They used to have a lot of good shows on TV Ontario. We had read all about it. We had today's special.
Ew. Hey, you're not legally allowed to do that.
You want to bet?
Mister,
I'll record wherever I want.
you can't do that. The why?
Why can't I? There's a million cameras. There's a million cameras.
People's privacy away.
You're in public. You have no privacy in public.
Right?
You're in public.
There's a guy behind the camera.
You have no privacy out here. Go home if you want privacy.
The guy behind the camera then. There's the guy that has no cover.
We got a dingus behind us here. Yeah, I heard about that Dutch, man. I don't know if that's going to ruin Windows or not, but I'm going to hold on to Windows 10 for now. I don't like changing up the operating system. You have to change I got all my settings and everything perfect. Sorry. I got all my settings and everything perfect. Why do I want to change up my whole operating system all of a sudden? Do they run around and ask everyone for permission? She wants privacy out here at the corner of Commercial and Broadway. What kind of privacy are you going to get out here? There's a camera right here. Yeah, there's no reasoning with these people, okay, guys? You guys saw my my previous dingus encounter. Someone has it in their head that you're not allowed to record. As far as they're concerned, you're not allowed. You can't reason with them. You can't explain the law to them. What do they give it? They've never read a book. Hey, George. I'm a dingus magnet, I guess. I mean, we're not even in the bad neighborhood. We're in like the most popular neighborhood here. Are you an anarchist? This says. The revolution starts local. Why would I want to be an anarchist? Yeah, I know, Randy. In Toronto, they're much more used to it. Like, you know, because there's so many live streamers, there's so many videos. Here, there's not as much, so maybe they're just not used to it. They don't know. Some people, they've never seen a gimbal before, you know? But I don't see why they give a shit, like, whether they're in my video or not. It's like, what, is your face copyrighted or something? What do you give a shit? Like, what are you, Taylor Swift's boyfriend or something? Do you need to hide your identity? Very fresh fruits and vegetables here. It's a very nice local market. The local markets are usually pretty good. Not always. It's not always going to get the most freshest fruits there, but depends which one you go to. They must be guilty of something. Cameras on poles, cars, cameras everywhere. Cameras are everywhere. And they seem to think that I'm recording them. I'm not recording you. I'm recording the streets, all right? Whatever's on the streets, that's what I'm recording. I'm not purposely like trying to like seek you out and record your life for the world. No one gives a shit about your life, all right? They don't know you from Adam. Why would you care if you're on my camera? We got JJ Bean across the street. I haven't been there. It looks like a good coffee shop though. JJ Bean. Yeah, thing is, Dutch man, like, I'm sure, I know it's free and everything, but I'm still too scared to switch because it's going to screw everything up, and then I'll have to go and reset everything, and it's going to take up more memory on my computer, more hard drive space. Things will probably run slower. I don't have a very new laptop. If I get a brand new laptop, I'll definitely start with Windows 11. I mean, I don't think you could, if you got a brand new laptop, I don't think it would even come with Windows 10 probably. It could, but thanks, Dutchman. And Devin, yeah, you're right. I know. It's like, if you don't want to be on camera, you don't have to be. I'm not pointing it at your face. It's only when you draw attention to yourself where people go, am I going to start pointing it at you? And that's mostly for my own safety, because if you come at me or something, I want it to be on camera, you know? Because this is also video evidence of any sort of violent interaction that may or may not happen on the streets. The new types have been dealing with this for ages, yeah. The New Yorker streamers, you mean? Like the poor fella in SF? Yeah, well, I had a few dinguses in SF that I ran into. Doesn't matter what city you're in, you'll be running. And yeah, in Toronto they're a little bit maybe more used to it, but even I actually did run into a dingus in Toronto once when I was in Toronto for the Triple T meetup there last year. Not this past one, but the one before that. I ran into a dingus at Tim Hortons. Cash and liquor, that's a good idea, Devin. Anytime someone bothers me, I'll say, look here, I'll give you a cigarette if you shut up. Well, Trojan, that was in Toronto, yes, and then there was also one time here in Vancouver, too. At this Tim Hortons just up the street up here, actually. Two very similar incidents, two very similar women, actually. They looked very similar, they sounded very similar. These very, people who think they're whatever doesn't stink, you know what I'm saying? They think they're better than everybody, those kind of people. That's called the Naughty Comrade Tattoo Parlor, the Naughty Comrade. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that, Trojan, is putting together all of my dingus encounters into a single video. That's a very good idea. I just got to go through all of my old footage and find all those encounters. And I might do a bunch of YouTube shorts too. Or Instagram Reels. Instagram Reels seem to work out better. There's a lot more harsher stuff on Instagram, like YouTube's a bit tame actually compared to Instagram. You should see the comments on Instagram. People are not afraid to say the most racist shit, the most offensive stuff on Instagram, man. That's a good one, Devin. Every time you try and edit like that, you run out of RAM. Yeah, well, I would have to download all the relevant live streams that I did, because I don't have all the live streams on my phone or anything like that. They're just all on YouTube, on my YouTube account. So I can download them, and then I can use CapCut, which that's the editing software I use to slice it all up and put it all into one video. CapCut's very easy to use. I recommend everyone use CapCut if you have video editing to do. If you have tons of video editing to do, it's like really fancy video editing, then maybe CapCut won't suit your needs. But CapCut has so many built-in features that it makes it very easy to use. Like if you want different kinds of transitions, different kinds of text styles, different kinds of everything, you know, you can easily do vertical and horizontal formats, no problem. Like you can do everything on there. It's very, very user-friendly. Yeah, that's the way to do it, Devin. Just take a whole bunch of clips. This was the Tim Hortons where I had one dingus encounter. Oh, is that right, Dutchman? I haven't seen a lot of those videos, but maybe I'll check that out. The cops are not going to give two shits whether I'm recording out on the street. They don't have the right to... You think the cops want to start arresting people for that? You think the cops don't have better shit to do here in Vancouver than arrest people for fucking recording? Like, give me a break. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Like, go over to East Hastings and arrest all those drug addicts and drug dealers first before you come after me. Look at that lady holding a record turntable. Yeah, I noticed that. There's actually a lot of record stores here on Commercial Drive. There's one called Painted Lady Records up there. Maybe I'll go inside and show you guys what it looks like in there for a minute. I know the dude that runs it. I believe his name's Don. Smells like incense here. Must be coming from this store right here. We've got the Nag Champa, the sandalwood. Painted Ladies, exactly. It's I don't think there's any connection to San Francisco, but I'm wondering why he named it Painted Lady. I never asked him that. Now this is my very popular dance music. Oh, is it buffering in here? Oh, okay. So it looks like every time I go indoors it's buffering. But here's the store. It's a very nice looking store. Come check it out. It sucks that it's buffering every time I go indoors. Yeah, that place only sells vinyl. No CDs, no nothing, just all vinyl. And they've got it all. He's got a huge collection. And that's not like what's out there, that's not all he has. He bought like a huge collection for 60,000 bucks. He has a whole bunch of, I think he has like another storage place where he keeps the rest of it. That's why I say, hey man, nice shop. Yeah, absolutely, super nice shop. Yeah, there was an AC/DC record there, yep. The store's name might be based on the Ian Thomas song. Oh, okay, is there a song, Painted Lady, by Ian Thomas? Hey, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Nice. SM, welcome SM, saying, I'm surprised you can even stream. When you were in Richmond last year, the data speed was so slow. Seems like when I'm in any city, the data speeds are crap. You know, it can be, definitely. I've had my fair share of issues. Today seems to be unusually more buffery. But we'll just continue staying outdoors here. SM's correct, it's not illegal to film on the street. Neville says he still uses and believes in CDs. I still use CDs in my car. I listen to my old bootleg CDs of DJs that I listened to back in the turn of the century there. I like CDs. CDs are very clear. They have excellent sound quality. In my opinion, CDs sound much better than vinyl. I know a lot of people would argue with that. They're like, no, vinyl doesn't sound better than CDs. CDs is much more crisper than vinyl. To my ears, anyways. I think it's just the people who love vinyl. They want to convince themselves that it sounds better than CDs. That way they can buy a huge vinyl collection. Painted Ladies and a Bottle of Wine, says Funky Monkey. I had a ship. And they're like, oh yeah, North Shore Street is down. I don't know that song, Funky Monkey. I like it when the artist releases electronic music on vinyl. Well, that up Above and Beyond was there on vinyl. That's interesting. You're in a little town up the Sunshine Coast and use Starlink. Oh, very cool. Devin says the news crews have to have a microwave link to get reliable stationary. I'll bet. Yep, I like CDs. I like CDs. I think CDs are great. If you have a great, huge CD collection, it's maybe not as fancy, I guess, as having a big vinyl collection, but they definitely sound good. But Devin disagrees. He says vinyl sounds better. You're not the only one who says that. I had a big conversation with this with my friend Chuck, who said, oh no, vinyl sounds better. But then I'm like, well, okay, why don't you play this? Of course, vinyl's analog, CD's digital. But the universe is digital, is it not, Devin? Randy also likes a good turntable. You have to have a very good quality amplifier as well, you know, a good stereo system, really good speakers. You need everything for those CDs to sound good. And I mean, same for CDs or vinyl to sound good. We used to be big into getting good amplifiers back in the day. We've got a troll in the chat here, it looks like. It's sad the world has moved to streaming music. Only AI is digital. The universe is analog synths. All the way to the giant turtle man. Heisenberg and Schrodinger would disagree with you, Devin. Heisenberg and Schrodinger would disagree. Sunrise Pizza, London Fish. London Fish is great. $12.99 for fish and chips deal. For lunch, you get like a nice big piece of cod, good French fries, good coleslaw. Can't beat that. It really fills you up. The classics just sound better on vinyl. I guess you could say that. They were recorded originally on vinyl. What kind of music do you listen to, Randy? When you say classics, do you mean classical music or classic rock? This is called the Bump and Grind Cafe. Bump and Grind, I like that name. Very cute name. This is the Liquid Amber Tattoo and Art Collective. Ooh, that sounds fancy. The Liquid Amber Tattoo and Art Collective. Heisenberg with the blue meth? I'm not sure. Heisenberg with the uncertainty principle. You like organ music, but that's always better in person. Yes, organ music is very good. I was listening to someone play Bach on the organ the other day. Bach. And it was like this triple organ. I don't know. It was like one of the most amazing organs I've ever seen in some cathedral in France or Germany. Sounds very hipster. This is a very hipster neighborhood. This is definitely a very hipster neighborhood. Werner Heisenberg, correct. Werner Heisenberg. You never saw Breaking Bad? Oh, is Breaking Bad? Is there someone named Heisenberg on Breaking Bad? I didn't know that. Okay. No, I never really watched Breaking Bad, to be honest with you. I believe I may have saw the last few episodes when everyone was talking about it. Medano also thought that I was referring to Breaking Bad. Okay. So Walter Heisenberg, is that the name of the main character in Breaking Bad? Because Werner Heisenberg is a different guy, completely different guy. One of the great quantum physicists of the 30s. Dutchman loves classic rock, smooth jazz with a lot of saxophones like Kenny G. Oh yes. Or that song Baker Street, right? Baker Street. What an awesome sax that has at the beginning. By Jerry Rafferty, I believe. Devil says all I saw was the final episode. I think I saw like the final few episodes because everyone was talking about it, but I just didn't get into it. It's you know, those series, you gotta, it's like you really got to get into it. You know, there's a lot going on in those HBO series. They don't have commercials on those shows. They have like, you know, it's a 60-minute episode pretty much. Medano knows that song, right? Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty. Oh, what an awesome beginning to that sound with the saxophone. Oh man, that's like the best sax of all time. The best sax, guys. I hope you didn't mishear me. Barry Manilow still holds up. Jerry Rafferty, awesome singer. How long have you been in Vancouver? Did I ever go to the planetarium to watch the Led Zeppelin laser show? No, I never went there. I've only been in Vancouver since about 6 months now. If I listen to the same album from Floyd on CD or vinyl, there's a huge difference. Okay, well maybe I'll get... well, I don't have a record player, but if I did, then I would get Dark Side of the Moon. And I would listen to it with Wizard of Oz on the television, muted, and then Dark Side of the Moon I would listen to, and I'll see if they match. They say that Dark Side of the Moon matches perfectly to Wizard of Oz. That's what the people on mushrooms and LSD always said. I don't know if they're right or not. You know how it goes. The name Walter chose to represent his meth cooking persona as a tribute to the renowned physicist Werner Heisenberg. I don't think Werner Heisenberg ever cooked meth. Big difference to compare headphones to floor sanders. Yeah, that is a big difference. You got to have, and there's some very good quality headphones. You can hear everything. It's like, a lot of people don't understand how having really good headphones makes a difference. Like DJ style headphones or recording headphones. They're on the dark side of the moon. What a great album. It only syncs up through the first playthrough, and you got to be on some sort of psychedelics, right, Devin? I don't think it's going to work if you're just watching that shit sober, bro. What phone am I streaming on? Samsung S22. What years was Werner Heisenberg alive? That's a very good question. He was definitely alive during World War II. He was alive during the late 20s, 30s as well, like during the quantum physics explosion. During World War II, he was the head of the German nuclear bomb program. Sort of, Germany had their own Manhattan Project going on. Werner Heisenberg was the head of that. Now we're crossing our favorite street in the world, East Hastings Street. We're just going to cross, keep going, and see what's over here on Commercial Drive. I've never really walked over on this side of Commercial Drive. Sit back, recline your chair, and listen, get transported. That's right, that's a Pink Floyd is that kind of music, right? Devin says, I was pretty happy just watching drinking with an IPA. That's probably a better option. Dutchman says Werner Heisenberg was a German theoretical physicist and the 1932 Nobel Prize winner. Yes, one of the greatest scientists of all time. Came up with the famous uncertainty principle. East Hastings is a song in F and A sharp, F sharp and A sharp. Also known as B flat. Yeah, Devin, you should record some theme song for me while I walk East Hastings. A very scary theme song. No, it's not the most cheerful place, so do they celebrate Halloween in Canada? Oh yeah. It's pretty big in Canada. There's a distillery across the street. Odd Society, makers of fine spirits. Network says hello. Hello, Network. Okay, Devin, we'll see you in a bit. Make sure your cat is well fed. reminds me, I gotta go see if I can get a Halloween costume. I gotta find one of those Spirit Halloween stores that pop up. They usually have pretty good costumes there. Now we're feeling a bit more rain. As you can tell, the sky is cloudy tonight. It's actually darker than what it looks on camera. Yeah, I want to go to some neighborhood maybe that has like really good decorations. I'm not exactly sure if Vancouver has that, you know, like how New York has that. Yeah, that would be cool. I love Halloween. I love Halloween decorations. Good old-fashioned liquor store right there. And that's the Princeton Pub. Princeton Hotel, Princeton Pub, and Princeton Grill all right beside each other. Looks like probably the same owner owns this whole block, this whole plaza. Down in Orange County, a girl you know, she took us to one neighborhood where the Halloween decorations were wild with mechanical moving ones. See, that would be cool to see. You think we decorated for Halloween, but we're going to ignore Christmas this year. Oh, why is that, Devin? Christmas decorations are fun too. David says, greetings, Earthlings. Welcome, David. This little building is for sale. You guys want to open up a little shop here on 2014 Dundas Street here in Vancouver. The Jazz Oberoi Group. Yeah, it's expensive to buy that Christmas lights and stuff like that for sure. I certainly haven't thought that far. I haven't even thought about what I'm doing tomorrow, so. Well, actually, I do know what I'm doing tomorrow evening. I'm going to watch the Blue Jays game. World Series Game 1 against the Dodgers. Although I believe we have a Dodgers fan in Dutchman. I could be wrong. A flat roof in Canada? No thanks. Well, there's no snow here, so you should be okay. This building could use some work, to say the least. Doesn't even have windows. Maybe it is being worked on right now, I assume. It's for lease. It's a warehouse with a secured yard. And yes, we're on Dundas Street here in Vancouver, which I hope they don't change the name. Sankofa Street just wouldn't have the same ring to it. Oh, you watch a live stream of the Dodgers leaving the airport to Toronto. Is that today? They're flying into Toronto? I wonder what hotel they're staying at in Toronto. The whole hotel would probably be shut down. They'd probably just rent like an entire hotel for the team. Or maybe just a few floors or something like that, but I'm sure there would be heavy security there. People will find out though. They have ways of finding out. That's the Far Out Coffee. Let's go Blue Jays, let's play ball. Dutchman says I'm a die-hard Dodgers fan. I don't blame you. You grew up in the LA area. They usually buy out a floor, but it'll be like a, yeah, that makes sense. It'd have to be a pretty big hotel though, because the floor, yeah, one floor might have enough rooms for everyone. It's not just the players though, there's a lot of coaches and stuff that have to come. I don't think they would stay at the Skydome Hotel. The Skydome has a hotel built right in. They don't call it the Rogers Center Hotel, do they? I hope they still call it the Skydome Hotel, because the Rogers Center Hotel does not have a good ring to it. They have a contract with Ritz-Carlton or sometimes the Omni hotels. Yeah, that would make sense. It definitely has to be one of the really high-end hotels that's used to serving. Yeah, that makes sense, Evan. Yeah, you could make it so the elevator is locked, or they can just use one of the I'm sure they probably rent out the top floor where they have all those penthouses and whatnot, all those luxury suites. Sometimes those hotels will have a special elevator just for the VIP clients. Oh, teams are always there? Okay, cool. At the Ritz. You usually Motel 6 it. I sleep in the trunk of my car. How do you get out? After you lock yourself in the trunk, Devin, how do you get out? When I go on road trips, I don't stay at any fancy hotels. I usually try and find the really cheap budget hotels, stay there. Those places will usually have free breakfast, free parking, and you're good to go. But if I go to like Las Vegas or something, I'll stay in one of the better hotels. Like I stayed at Resorts World last time I went to Vegas. One time I stayed at the Venetian, but that I didn't pay for that, my cousin did. That'd be cool if it went 7 games. Oh, you put the little rear seat down. Okay. And you just squeeze in through the little rear seat, eh? Like a little hobbit. Devin Sullivan kidnaps himself, says Network. 7 games would be good because then it goes back to Toronto for 2 more games. There can be a lot more excitement. All those businesses down there will make a lot more money. Anytime small business makes money, I'm all for it. If the Dodgers win 1 in Toronto, it's over. The Jays fans won't travel. Oh, they'll travel. There's a lot of Jays fans in Seattle. Six, 7. I don't know what that means, David. But I do know what you're referring to, but I still have no idea what it means. Yeah, as most memes are garbage, Devin. Most memes are garbage. That'll be gone before anyone remembered it. So, you saw it on South Park. South Park, yes, South Park. They, I don't watch that show, but yeah, it's pretty funny. The kids, I saw. There's actually a YouTube video. I didn't actually click on it, but I saw the title. It said something like, "Is 6'7" rotting people's minds?" I would say TikTok is rotting people's minds, but it's probably where it came from, right? Because like you can't have a very big attention span if you're just watching TikTok reels all the time that last for 10-15 seconds and then you're on to the next story. Like, you're not going to be able to read a novel if that's the kind of attention span you have, you know? 300-page novel, or maybe a 700-page novel like War and Peace, that you're not going to be able to read that. The hedge was in color. Cool. YouTube has more documentary, more like an encyclopedia. YouTube has great videos. I watch a lot of history videos on YouTube. They're not necessarily that long. Some of them maybe just be like 10-15 minutes. Some of them might be longer. But I find it to be very interesting. There's a very big channel called History Time. And, you know, he'll go to places all around the world. Greece, he went to India or Pakistan to check out the Indus Valley civilization. The ruins of Mohenjo-Daro. Devin says, I won't date someone unless I see them reading a book unprovoked. I've never been interested in TikTok. I tried it a few times. I'm like, what is this? Why am I watching this shit? This is all just meaningless. I can't watch this. YouTube's educational. Absolutely. There's a lot of educational stuff on YouTube. It's not, YouTube Shorts, maybe less so, but YouTube Shorts is a good way to like just quickly see some YouTuber, and then maybe you can go and watch the long form videos that they make as well. Well, there you go, Devin. Yes, YouTube ads. Like, how many people actually click on one of those ads? How many people are not just waiting until it says skip ad, skip ad? That's why I have YouTube Premium. I never want to watch another ad again. At least you can skip it, okay? In the days where we had just television, we couldn't skip the ads, okay? If you were watching TV, you had to watch all those commercials. Unless you change the channel. But even if you change the channel, there's going to be commercials on that channel too, because they set it up so the commercials all came at the same time on every channel. Right? Usually around 4 minutes before the hour. If it's 8:56 p.m. and you're watching a show and it just ends at 8:56 and you're like, oh, I don't want to watch 4 minutes of commercials by the time my next show starts. Too bad. You don't matter what channel you go on, you're going to find commercials at 8:56. If you're recording TV, those ads came with recording. Yes, exactly. Unless you pause the recording and then unpaused it when the commercial came back. But half the time I tried to do that, I would forget. Next thing you know, I didn't forgot to record my show. So yeah, you had to record the ads too. Luckily, with VHS tapes, you could just erase them. Like basically record on top of them. Unless that little black thing was broken. If you broke that little black thing on the VHS tape, you couldn't record. You know what I'm talking about? That little black tab? If you break that with your hand, you can't record. That's what it's meant for. Then you can always put a piece of tape on it and then record again. That was one trick we used to use. Just put a little piece of tape on it. Next thing you know, you can just record on that tape again. We had all kinds of tricks back in the day when analog was king. Yeah, gotta tape over it. you know the tricks, right? And then of course there's sometimes the VCR would be old and it would be shitty and it would eat your tape. Then you'd have to figure a way to wind it back. It wasn't that easy. With an audio cassette, you could always use one of those Bic pens or just a pencil and the fits right in and you could just turn it. But with the videotapes, those were a little bigger holes and you couldn't do that. You only had 2 channels, so you played exactly. There was nothing really to watch, right? Dutchman remembers paying $800 for his first VHS player. Wow, yeah, they were expensive back in the day. They were mostly made in Japan, but they would last forever, right? Like you could have a VCR that would last a while. And Devin's saying head cleaner. You could buy a head cleaner with came a little liquid with it, and you just add the liquid into the hole on the tape, and then you put that into your VCR and play it, and it cleans the head somehow. So we've reached the Hastings Sunrise neighborhood. Be kind, rewind. Yes, that's what they said at Blockbuster, which I used to work at. Nebel says, I never recorded ads when we record. I watch a show at the same time. It paused when I was recording a show. That's the way to do it. But what if you forget to unpause? What if you forget? You know how many times I tried to do that, and I would always forget to unpause. And next thing you know, I'm like, oh man, I missed like half the show. You could also make copies of your favorite movies if you had 2 VCRs or you had one of the double-deck VCRs. So you could rent whatever movie you want from Blockbuster and just record it on a videotape, and then you'd have it forever. You could actually fit 3 movies on one videotape if you put it on EP mode. There's a cute little bookstore here. Looks like people are still reading. There's actually people shopping for books right now, so not everyone has fallen into the TikTok hellhole. Oh, did you really, Devin? Yeah, Mark, I noticed that. This is the Laughing Bean Company. They have fresh, gooey cinnamon rolls. Doesn't that sound tasty? Doesn't that sound tasty? Nothing like a gooey cinnamon roll. Wouldn't recommend it if you have diabetes. A lot of watching Nova on fast forward on the computer controlled VHS decks. Nova on PBS, good show. I used to have a lot of, it was all science documentaries and stuff like that. There's another coffee roaster here, Forecast Coffee Roasters. Oh, you took them to Costco and they put them on DVDs. That's so cool. Great idea. And we have Darlene W with us. Welcome, Darlene. Nice to see you. Trojan, we'll see you on the next one, man. Take her easy, bud. Saw Darlene today on Christopher Dotson's channel, like she was the mod. Hope you're doing well, Darlene. You had to deal with a troll I saw there on your channel earlier today. This is a good deal right here. A jumbo butter chicken wrap, $9.99 with pop. Yeah, we're just over here in the Hastings Sunrise neighborhood. I'll probably be wrapping up fairly soon. It only says an hour and a half, but this is my part 2. The first part was an hour long, so it's actually been a 2.5 hour walk. It's funny how 2.5 hours goes by so quick though when you're live streaming. We've got a Starbucks here, but as you know, I already had my steep tea from Tim Hortons, but we got another Tim Hortons here anyways. That's very annoying, Darlene, and you'll probably have to hide him every time, eh? I wonder why he was doing that. He or she, I guess, could be doing it. Okay, Dutchman, take care, my friend. We'll see you on the next one. Addie says, I would like to be a troll, not a mod. Beautiful night. It is a beautiful night. So we've got a Dairy Queen here. Not a bad place. They have good food, but it's a little pricey. More than, it's kind of on par with A&W, I guess. So it's worth it. Though the ice cream's really expensive. It's like $8 for like a small, whatever they call their ice creams. Got the Atrium Hotel here. Oh, really, Darlene? He was making fun of the... Why would he be making fun of the way Chris talks? Chris has that cool New York accent. What's wrong with that? Chris grew up in New York City. What do you want him to talk like he's from New England? No, he's from New York. Oh, is that right, Mark? Okay, that's good to know. Yes, being a mod gives you some serious privileges that many have abused before. Well, just don't pay attention to those people. And I don't know if Chris is still watching, but I hope you don't pay attention to those people, Chris. Just ignore those stupid trolls. They don't have enough balls to do their own video, and they're complaining about your videos. So, like, tell them to get lost. Hundin008. Do mods make any money on YouTube? I only pay my mods $10,000 per live stream, so not much, not much. Only $10,000 per live stream do my mods get paid. So they don't really get paid that much. It's a pretty small amount. $10,000 per live stream. It says 12 months of barbecue season. That's Canada for you, yes. Although, to be honest with you, it doesn't even snow in Vancouver, so you could have 12 months of barbecue season. I barbecued Italian sausages yesterday, actually. I'm not kidding, guys. What are you laughing about? Ask Medano. He's probably due for a raise. Maybe he wants $12,000 per live stream now. End of year raise. Yeah, a Christmas bonus, right, Medano? You need a Christmas bonus. If that were true, Jazz and Juanita would be here. Oh, they're here. They're lurking. There's Jazz and Juanita right there, David. You said you woke them out of their lurking mode. Randy, no, you're good. You don't need to be a mod. You're good. They don't get benefits though, so it's really not a great gig. You know, they don't even get benefits. It's just 10,000 cash every live stream, so it's not a great gig. They might form a union and start asking for benefits. You know how people are. I don't know why everyone in the chat is laughing. I'm just trying to tell you guys how much people get paid. They really need more lights in this neighborhood. They've got a few, but like this street, like where's all the street lights here? And why aren't these houses putting on some outdoor lights? Like, what's wrong with leaving an outdoor light on at night, you know? It's a lot safer. At least this guy has one. Randy says, if anyone deserves a rave, it's Medano. He's the king. Supermod Medano. Does a great job for a lot of different channels. Juanita and Jazz are also supermods in their own right. And also Vivian. Brad agrees. Stop sign. Stop sign. It's better when drivers pay attention. Derek C, how you doing, my man? How are the autumn colors? They're doing well here. Many of the trees have lost their leaves, but there is a good amount of fall colors here in Vancouver. More than I expected. I thought that maybe it wouldn't be as big as it is out east, but no, there's a lot of trees here within the city that have changed color. A lot. So it's pretty much similar to Ontario in many ways. I mean, I don't know what it's like out in the rural areas. I think the forests here may be more evergreens, but that's right, Randy. I agree with that. Okay, good to hear you're doing better, Derek. You showed up just in time because we're going to be wrapping up the live stream here as we make it back to the neighborhood in which I live. And so I hope everyone enjoyed this walk. Sorry about the buffering issues that I had, but I think the second part went pretty smoothly. And I hope everyone's excited to see tomorrow night's Jays game. It should be very exciting. All right, cheers. Thank you so much, Medano, for your modding and all the other mods who joined and everyone else who joined. Appreciate you, Brad. Thanks for being with us. Thank you so much, Juanita. Nice to see you, Darlene. Hope you're doing well. And Derek as well, and Randy and Addie. Neville 6000 was with us. Jazz, Karina, David. Devin was with us earlier. We saw Christopher with us earlier. Dutchman and Trojan were in the house. And anyone else who I may have forgotten, sorry. But thank you so much for being here on this very nice Thursday evening and one night before the World Series. Hopefully everyone is excited. Thank you so much. Well, Justin, thanks for being here. Have a wonderful night to everyone, and hit those like, subscribe, notifications, memberships, and all that fancy stuff. All right, see you on the next one. Take care, and bye for now.